Hello, everyone. Do me a huge favor and hit the subscribe button and share the link with others. This will help the show a great deal by giving us a thumb up. There is a Haitian proverb that says, "Sim te connais, toujours d'ailleurs," which means if we knew the future, we will have made better and more thoughtful decisions, right? Sometimes we genuinely believe we are doing the right thing, only to realize later that the outcome tells a different story. After a change in my health insurance, so I had to search online for a new optometrist in order to renew my prescription glasses. I eventually found one clinic in Dedham that accepted my insurance and scheduled an appointment with Dr. Walter Potasnik at 584 High Street in Dedham, Massachusetts. On December 3rd, 2025 at 4:45 p.m., I went in for what I expected to be a routine eye exam and the process of getting a new pair of progressive glasses. As a first-time patient and the last appointment of the day, I followed the doctor into the exam room for a series of standard vision tests. The visit began on a positive note with a friendly introduction. However, within minutes, the atmosphere shifted dramatically and became tense and uncomfortable. I was instructed to sit at a machine, place my chin and forehead against it, and look through the lens with the doctor operated the device from the other side. He warned me about a sudden poof of air that would be directed toward my eyes. Because my eyes are very sensitive, my natural reflex was to blink and pull back slightly. This immediately irritated him. He tried again and instructed me not to move, but my reflex reaction was the same. Growing impatient, he abruptly said it wasn't going to work and moved me to another station. There, I was asked to read letters projected on the wall, both with and without my glasses. And he explained that he will apply eye drops to numb my eyes so I wouldn't flinch. Noticing his frustration, I remained calm and apologized, explaining that my reactions were involuntary and certainly not intentional. I mentioned that I couldn't be the only patient who had ever reacted this way. During the vision test, he instructed me to say good or worse, depending on what I could see. When I followed his instructions precisely, sometimes saying good, other times not good, he became visibly upset and raised his voice at me, speaking in a tone more appropriate for a child than an adult patient. Internally, I remained composed, even though I could feel my patience being tested. Despite the numbing drops, his impatience prevented him from completing the glaucoma pressure test. At one point, he said out loud, "This is not working." I asked if I could get up. He said yes. I then asked if I were done, and he confirmed that we were. So he escorted me out to the front where I paid my copay. After payment, I was told I was all set. Confused, I asked how the process worked going forward, since no one had mentioned any new prescription or next steps. The response I received was, "Oh, you could have sat down for measurement." At that point, my limit was reached. I raised my voice and said that the staff was rude and that no one explained my options, whether I wanted new frames, new lenses, or anything at all. The optometrist heard the exchange and came out of the exam room, asking if everything was okay. So I repeated that the experiment had been rude and questioned whether this was how they treated new patients or whether I was being singled out. He apologized and offered me to sit down and choose glasses. I declined and told them I would never return to the clinic again. So I drove straight home. When I got home, I explained that what happened. My family immediately asked, "What did the doctor do to your eye?" I hadn't seen myself in a mirror while I was at the clinic and had no idea anything was wrong. When I finally looked, I noticed a large fluid-filled bubble on my right eye. I hadn't felt it earlier, likely because of the numbing drops. That same night, we called the office. Since the doctor had already left, so the staff provided us with his cell number after we explained the situation. So we contacted him and sent photos of my eye. He suggested that it could be an allergic reaction to the drops or possibly an environmental allergy. I pointed out that the environment, in this case, was your office. He advised cold compresses and eye drops and told us to call if things didn't improve. A few days later, my condition worsened. Then he asked me to come in for observation. So during that second visit, his demeanor had completely changed, especially in front of my family. I made it clear that I was only there for observation and would not allow anything to be placed in my eyes. He agreed. After examining me, he concluded that the bubble was a cyst. He showed us the drops that he previously used and prescribed another one, advising me to use it for several days or seek a second opinion. So on Sunday, December 14, 2025, we went to Mass Eye and Ear Emergency Unit. After running tests, they found no damage. Thank God. The doctor there said she would have prescribed me the same medication and suggested using it for a week or two. She also stated that the bubble could have been a coincidence or a reaction to the drops. A coincidence, I thought. But I said nothing. After returning home, I began using the drops. When there was no improvement, we noticed the medication prescribed by the first doctor had expired in February 2025. That discovery alone spoke volumes. I immediately stopped using the drops. So to this day, I experience a burning sensation in my right eye, similar to having soap in your eyes. It's persistent, irritating, and disruptive at times. So I'm still seeking treatment and hoping for full recovery. I'm sharing this experience not out of anger, but out of responsibility. I will never recommend this clinic to anyone, and I would not want anyone else to experience what I went through. I'm with Mike Bello, the only one for On Camera. Until the next time, I'll let you know more.